What's up? Welcome to the Artistry Vault. This is the Get to Know Me interview edition with my good friend. I have known Tre'Bion since middle school, right? Middle school, right? And
Yeah,
aren't you older than me? You're a grade older, right?
I'm great. Yeah, just one.
You 08, right?
Oh wait, yeah.
And I'm 09. So yeah. Aw. So we go way back, and it's just so cool to see you just and just like flourish in your creations and your art, your artistry, and to see like what it is and what it's come to be and what it's evolving and growing into. Because I know you ain't in a box with what you're doing, and I can see that, and it's really really cool to watch. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Tre'Bion. Tre'Bion, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tre'Bion. I'm well, like January said, we go all the way back to middle school. I think that was 2002, 2003.
I'm horrible with like matching the year to the grade. I
We are
can't do that.
so we're doing our best to make the Bay Area proud. I've always been a fan of January's. I think when I knew you were like a real artist is when you did the talent show and you did a Sierra's Promise and you had
Oh
like
yeah.
clubs, you had like the outfits, y'all. She had it all together, and I was like, wow, this girl's gonna go somewhere. Like if she put that much commitment into a talent show, I think what she'll do for a career. So
Hmm.
yeah, but
Thank
that's
you.
I like to think of myself as a quirky prince. I, I've never really been able to fit into any box. I'm kind of all over the place.
Hmm.
Maybe that's because it's part of I'm a Gemini, so I always feel like I need to express myself in many ways. But yeah, that's kind of it right now.
Okay. Okay. And what is your art expression?
So my art expression in medium is I like to do a lot of drawings, and I'm wearing one just to kind of show you guys
Let's
what I.
see it all. Let's see it all.
So it's just a nice little pullover.
Okay, and explain this piece. Explain it.
I'm inspired by music. So most times I'm listening to all different types of music from R&B to K-pop, country, uh, even a
Yeah.
little metal. I'm just a music like junkie, and each piece is inspired by a song. So I was listening to a song by S.J. Lewis, and it's called River Shivers. And I don't know, but just I kept hearing it, and I just kept thinking of a blue hair. And I think girls when they wear their hair in a high ponytail, it's got a lot of attitude. And
Mm-hmm.
because I see a lot of dancers who will have their hair in high ponytails, and I just like they didn't come to play. They are here to give us their best, and they're gonna give us
And you
all
could go like this so easy with it when
yeah,
it's right on top.
all the attitude, and that's what I love. So yeah,
I love it. Okay, name that artist again. S.
I think it's S.G. Lewis. The song is called Shivers. So look,
Shivers.
Shivers.
Is it a singer, like a singer-songwriter type? What is the genre?
I think it's kind of it's pop music, and I think
Okay.
it's a collaboration. I think I forgot who actually sings it, but I think S.G. Lewis is like a beat maker, kind of like Calvin Harris.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
The person who sings is different, but just yeah, give it a listen.
Right. A
And
feature on there.
vibe song.
I always think of colors when I hear songs too. And I may not put the color to something like hair or something like that, but I definitely see colors. Um, well, let's get into it. I have some questions for you, some real questions. That was just kind of like, I really wanted to know, like, what inspired that. Um, and I do, like, before this, you said you listen to a lot of music. So do you have, me being, my art expression being music, do you have like a top three, like maybe artists or songs that you can listen to on repeat right now, or not so much, or and what are the genres? Because like for me it's kind of hard to like pinpoint. That's why, like, that's kind of a hard question for even me to answer. So for me to ask it is like, can you answer it? Like, because it's so much music, right?
Yeah,
But can you like
yeah.
off the top of your head?
I like off the top of my head, any Prince song, especially well, there's two of them, uh, Little Red Corvette and Lady
Uh-huh.
Forever are the two songs that I think I could play on repeat until my ears bleed. There's something about those songs that I just love.
Timeless, endless, classic. Just
And I discover
yeah.
something new every time I listen to it. And I'm like, oh wow, this is great. Um, then any song by Aaliyah, especially More Than a Woman. And that
Aw.
I think she's my favorite female artist. Well, I guess yeah, she would be my favorite. I grew up all the time. I was like, I'm gonna marry Leah. You feel
Aw.
me? But, yeah,
Oh.
she was my
I was
favorite.
like, I agree. And like everything except for that part. I was like, I agree with everything you said.
Yeah, and I remember when I ever see your music, January, I was think it gives me very like early to mid 90s vibes. I think that's probably why I like it because it takes me to a place where I was like, oh, this is when I remember being like 7 and I heard my first song when you had to play it on a cassette or CD player. Very
Yes. Yes.
nostalgic.
Do you remember getting your first like Walkman, your first like portable CD player with the
Oh,
headphones, like literally
yeah.
headphones, like
So, like when I got my first CD player, my very first CD was Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. And
oh
so
my God.
that
Aw.
CD that my sister bought for me for Christmas one year. And I remember I didn't live too far from my elementary school, but I would listen to that whole album on the walk to school, and I would take the long way so I could hear more songs.
Aw.
So I'm someone I hate skipping songs. Like I have to sit and listen to the entire song, the entire album before I can make a judgment. So
Yeah, that's how I was definitely back in the day. Like, I mean, even now, if I'm really like paying attention and want to know, like, do I like the song? Am I adding it to my playlist or not? Yeah, I will listen to all of it. But I mean, not if it's not catching me, but if it's something there, it's like let me hear it out, and it's. But if
yeah,
it's just like I don't like this, I ain't gonna listen to it. But
yeah,
yeah, I agree. Like my first album was the One in a Million album, her second album.
yeah,
In it, right? That was my first album that I had gotten, like period. And then after that, I remember getting like Tamia and just like other stuff. It's so funny. But that's cool. That's crazy. And it's crazy that you mentioned all so far, I mean, all artists that first of all aren't making music right now. So that's cool because I don't really listen to today's music either. So it's cool to know that I'm not the only one.
yeah.
I know I'm not, but
Yeah. And there's nothing
yeah.
wrong with today's music. And I mean, like maybe because now I'm at that age where I kind of look and I'm like, it's not the same. I feel like there's a lot of artists. First, they kind of put up these little 2-minute singles. So by the time I really start to vibe with the song, it's
It's
over.
over. Yeah.
And then they kind of sound the same. So there's not as much variety as I feel there was back in the day. And like I still
Yeah.
miss the era of the band because
Mhm.
you could find one person that you really identified with, and then like no, like I can't relate to Beyonce. Just I mean, I can relate in the sense of being driven and being determined, having a big dream, seeing it through, all of those aspects. But
Yeah.
her and I ain't from the same block, really. So,
I Tre'Bion, I did not know we were so much alike.
well, hey, what's up?
Hey. That's crazy. No, yeah, totally. And like you said that it's not that it's like bad music per se, but it's hard to find those like songs that hit where I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Like I think Dua Lipa right now is a pop star. She gives me that okay, like she's doing it. I like her voice, I like her songs, I like her visuals.
yeah,
It's not annoying. It's not. I don't feel like it's like trying. I don't feel like it's like,
yeah.
who is this? She has no talent, but it's all like everything else creating her. No, I think it's actually like her. Like I think it's coming from her too.
And one
So
about Dua Lipa that I also like about your specific style is it is very stripped down, and it's just to me it's more here's the art, and then not so much like the person in the flash and all that. It's like, no, here's the art. I want you to see my artwork.
yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I would like to even write for her if I could, but yeah, because I do want to go in a more dance related just area. I don't want to call it pop. I don't want to call it dance music. Just something that you could definitely move to, because I'm like that. My inner dancer is like trying to like fight and break out, and I like really need to start dancing. Like I need to stop with the ballads. I need to do them here and there, but I know what I need to do, and I am working on it. But whatever.
Okay.
This isn't about me right now. So Tre'Bion, what when and how did your artwork come about? So like were you drawing back in middle school? Like I didn't know that. Like when and how?
So I actually started drawing with my sister at 7 years old. If I was seven, she was 12. Yeah, we're 5 years apart. Right. And we
Oh,
draw, redraw like family portraits just for fun. Um, my parents definitely always encouraged us to be very creative, encouraged us to flex our brain muscles as much as anything else. So
yeah.
watch a lot of TV growing up. So we were sitting at the kitchen table in our old home when we lived in Hayward, and she was like, "Oh, well, we should draw something," and we just started drawing. I was the one who kept up with it, and I drew throughout middle school, high school, college. I mean, I never stopped, and I
Okay.
remember growing up, I used to watch like Sailor Moon cartoons. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. So, Sailor Moon and the Pink Panther were
Wait,
the
what
two.
is it?
Oh yeah.
Something like that. I always have to look at her. It's like
Yeah,
which
some people have it down to a T. I kind of improv a little bit.
one?
Yeah, so I started watching cartoons, and I remember my friends and I would redraw characters from a show called Inuyasha. Uh,
Yeah.
not that the
She got
animation,
all that hair.
oh yeah, and it's not that the animation style was easy. It was just easy to follow. So we would trace it, and then we'd move from tracing to drawing it on our own, and then
Hmm.
it would just be like the head and the neck.
Okay.
I couldn't draw the whole body, so I did a lot of portraits in my early years, and then I started
Okay.
down, and then now it's the whole body and dynamic poses and facial expressions, and it's all fun.
Yeah. Hands and feet. Shit, I know that's hard to draw.
So,
I
I mean, like to the
already know
point,
about that.
like I couldn't draw men, so I'm really good at drawing women. I can still draw them like that, but I couldn't
Hmm.
draw men because men don't typically wear high heels, and for some reason, I like a lot of arches and geometric shapes. So I would draw heels and like the heel, normally it's kind of like this, but mine would be like way up here,
Yeah.
very almost like ballet dancers.
Hmm.
And
Just
so,
on the little point the whole time. And it's cute. I mean, hey, 6 inch, 9 inch heels, those exist. They exist. Okay, so real quick, Tre'Bion. Yellow or purple? Which one?
purple,
Blue or red?
red,
Silver or gold?
gold, always gold.
Black or white?
Black.
All right, you, my friend, got 3 out of 4.
Okay.
And this means that you answered 3 of them as I would have. The one you did not answer as I would have was blue or red.
When you
I
said
would,
blue,
yeah, I would have chosen blue.
I had to stop and think about it for a little bit because I was like, did I win something? Did I lose?
It's the failure. Okay. Okay, you need to stop. Thank you. All right. All right. That was our first little game.
Okay.
Question number 2.
Mhm.
Is being an artist your main career choice?
Uh, yes and no. So I'm a creative person. I want to do something that's creative. I growing up, I used to want to make video game characters, so I wanted to draw them out. I still do. So Disney, EA Games, Square Enix, holla. But
Mhm.
I would say, yeah, being an artist is my main career goal. I still dream of having my built-in studio in my home, where I get to create characters and maybe even or just assist other artists creating characters and creating stories, because
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I actually really want to do. I want to collaborate with more artists on things.
Yeah.
It's fun to create them on your own, but there's something about working with other people that brings out more of my creativity.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, what are we all here for? That's totally, it's things you wouldn't have thought of. It's a whole another person's brain and POV. It's
Yeah,
very important. Very
yeah.
important. Yeah, I'm with that. Tell us about what are you using? Are you digital? So you digitally draw as well? Because for people who aren't familiar, they're like, all I know is pick a fucking pencil or paintbrush. Like what? Like explain to us a little bit, like how you create.
So I use both mediums. I do traditional and digital, and I still like to sketch everything out on paper first. Um, I
Blueprints,
Huh? Oh yeah, the blueprint
blueprints,
first.
sketches.
I
Hmm.
map out where my body's gonna be. I'll draw a little stick figure in the corner just so I kind of have a reference of like, okay, here's the general idea of what's going on. Then I draw the actual thing onto the side and I upload an image and color it on the computer because colored images come out a lot more vibrant than
Yeah.
just traditional color pencils and markers. And then it allows me to try different colors. So for example, like her, even though I started with blue hair, I could say, well, what if it's pink? What if it's lavender? What if it's red, blue? You know, well,
Yeah.
and then as I can figure out I have more options to play with without having to start all over. Start a new piece of paper, kill a tree. It's a lot. We kind of need those things just a little.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Trilogy. That would be cool. When you were just talking about the different hair, I'm thinking about like if you did like a four square one and like her with the blue, the purple, and then do like your little color palette, like
yeah,
the unicorn series, and then like
yeah,
unicorn colors or like something else, like just
like very Andy Warhol, like.
yeah. That is some kind of style. I'm not sure what it's called, but that's cute. That's very cute. So what you did on your shirt, you drew it and then you brought it to the computer. You added the color, you made it stand out, you made it vibrant, and then you put it on your sweater. Are you selling these?
Yes, I am. And I do everything made to order. So when I'll wear them out and they're like, oh, how can I get one? I was like, send me your information. Here's my Instagram or my email or whatever. And I was like, tell me what color shirt, what image you like, or do you want me to pick out the image for you? And then I print it all out.
And then you do custom stuff, right? Requests, like if someone wants you to draw something specific. Okay.
Oh
I love
yes. I think someone got a fan art of them drawing.
it. I sure did, and that's why I know that he can do that. He could take whatever your idea is and make it come to life. Like I am a big Final Fantasy fan. 7 to be the primary one. I love them all, but I love 7 and like dear to my heart. And Tifa Lockhart, she's just so dope. And he made me into her, and it was just so cool. And then I actually brought it to life. I actually tried to cosplay as her, and like I referenced the picture because it was like the same thing basically. It was so cool. It was so cool. So thank you for that, Tre'Bion. I love that picture. Like
It was kind of fun.
I need to be more savvy with like printing stuff out. I do not know like the step. I know like it's so easy, but to like print out a photo from your computer, like I don't know. But
Uh,
I need to figure it out and do it. But anyway, because I would love to have that on a shirt. That would be dope. So anyway, so anyway, this is a guessing game, okay? I'm gonna need you to close your eyes.
okay.
They're closed, okay? And
Mhm.
I'm gonna need you to guess how many fingers I'm holding up on one hand. Just one hand. How many fingers am I holding up? 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, 4.
I'm sorry, that was the wrong one.
I was wrong. Okay.
You were wrong. I was giving you the peace sign.
And
Okay, so another one wrong. We're laughing at you, Tre'Bion. We're laughing at you. Okay. Just kidding. These you're not winning anything, so you're not losing anything either. So question 3. What inspires you to create?
Well, I've got a great uncle who is an art professor of a university out in New Jersey. And then my mom is a teacher and she's always encouraged my creativity. I mean,
Yeah.
she's the one who just kind of she asked me, "Have you drawn today? What have you created lately? Is there any new images? Can I see something?" So when I go to see her, I'll bring my
Very encouraging.
yeah, I bring my computer or like I recently made some stickers. Like, look, mom, I made. She's like, oh wow, you're a millionaire. Every time I show her something, she's like, you're a millionaire. And I'm like, thank you, mommy. So
There's power in the tongue. I
yeah,
love that. That's great. Like that's cool that your mom's your biggest fan. I kind of feel the same. Like my mom would like share everything on Facebook and be the first to watch it and comment and just like you're so funny. So that's dope. I love to hear stuff like that. And it's
yeah.
always been that way. It's always been that way with your mom.
When I went through all my different career phases, like growing up, I used to want to drive a BART train because I was really into trains. Still am. And she was like, well, then you be the best BART driver you could be. And then when I wanted to be a paleontologist, because my hobby is dinosaurs, and she was like, then be the best one. And then we'd go to museums and she'd spend the whole day and we'd read the little placards about whatever. And then I'd tell her
Right.
about it because I watched some of the documentary and she's probably bored, bored to snot, but she,
Oh,
she never let it
you're her
show.
son. You're her son. That's so cute. Okay, so that's and when you said the professor, you said your uncle is an art professor. That's inspiring because it's like I can be that. Like that's a reachable goal, or is that the reason?
He, I think it's just art just running in my family. I
Okay,
just found out that one of my cousins is also artistic, but the skill, he's just like, oh, I can do little stuff. He's like, I'm not as good as you, Trey, but I can draw. I'm like, I didn't even know there were so many. I've got a cousin, she paints, does hair, makeup, nails. If it's creative,
right.
do it.
Nail art is something special, and it's like you almost need like surgeon hands, like doctor hands, to be able to like do do it. Do a good job with your nails. I have this anyway, I'll show you after. Anyway. Technical difficulties here.
Okay.
Um so another quick game. Another quick game. You also have to close your eyes. No, you don't. You don't have to close your eyes.
Okay.
Um so I'm gonna have one of each suit. So I have a heart,
Okay.
I have a spade. Yeah, these
Okay.
are my Sailor Moon cards, by the way.
Very familiar.
These are the only ones I could find. A heart, a spade, a club, and a diamond. Okay, a club. Where's my diamond? And a diamond. All right. So I'm gonna mix them up.
Mhm.
Da, 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 da. And which one am I looking at? The heart, the spade, the club, or the diamond?
Whichever one is blue. um,
Blue.
whichever. No, I think they're all the same color. The heart, the spade, the color. I'm gonna say the heart.
I was not looking at the heart. I was looking at the diamond.
Yeah,
Oh, focus, damn it. Okay.
I wanted to say heart because you're so giving. It's corny.
Well, it was one of the red ones. You were so close. Okay. But no cigar. Okay. Are there any specific art figures that you look up to? Like, famous, known artists or not so famous?
No, I think this is where I kind of always fall short. in like the cool people department because I don't have like like I know I said I have like Aaliyah would be my favorite female pop singer, but I don't have like a favorite artist. I have a favorite art style, but I couldn't name someone and say like, oh yeah, that's so and so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite art style?
So, well, I like anime and Art Nouveau. And Art Nouveau was really pivotal because it introduced a lot of swirls and curves and waves into art and made
Hmm.
images more dynamic. And where instead of just kind of flat and a little lifeless, which is traditional at the time, it came about during the Renaissance. So
Okay.
that's something that I really like. So whenever I draw my characters, if they have long hair, even if they don't have long hair, I tend to add in a lot of swirls and curls into it. Just, I don't know, I like that.
Do. It's always a wave. It's always flowing. It's always really, really pretty.
I like to make it look like things are always in motion because that kind of represents how my mind works. I'm always in motion. Even when I'm at still, I'm still moving.
Right. You're never still.
Never.
Awesome. That's dope. That's dope. I'm gonna look for that now. When I look at your art. Where's emotion? Um, and that's also funny that you say like, I'm not like a cool art person in that sense that I don't, I don't know all these fancy artists or whatever. The last person that I interviewed, her name was Courtney, that one broad. We did an interview just like this. And she basically said the same thing. Like she does not have and there's not this pivotal artist that has influenced her art. It's just like, her expression. So that's cool. I mean, hey, I don't, I mean, I wouldn't say I do either. I mean, if I had to pick out of the ones that I know of, I think Picasso is dope. I like it's weird. It's abstract and just weird. I like it. I like it better than Van Gogh or Dali. I just, whatever. But that's really cool. That's really cool. So, another card game. Really, really, really simple. And even easier.
Okay.
Black, red or black.
Red or
Doesn't
black?
matter which suit, just red or black, one or the other. And go.
Black. Please say I got it right.
It's it's Jupiter with somebody. I forgot who that is. Anyway, yes, you got that one right.
I'll take my money now. Thank you.
50-50, and you got it right. All right, cool. Question number 5. We are on number 5 already. How do you want your legacy to be remembered?
Oh, wow. Is it weird that I kind of think about this regularly?
No?
Like I always think, like I'm always stopping and thinking, like, okay, when I die, what are people going to say about me? What's something that I've left behind? And I hope that my legacy is, to put it in a simple terms, like just like grateful ambition. Like be grateful for everything, take nothing for granted, and don't be afraid to go above and beyond even your own mental capacity. If you don't,
Yeah.
like I never thought that I would ever pursue a career in artwork and illustration or character design because it was so beyond my mental capacity. And even just going through this pandemic, although a lot of times we've been trapped at home, trapped inside, it's kind of been like, but there's still a world out there to explore, and there's still something.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
limit yourself to your current circumstance, and then
Mm-hmm.
be happy. I just want everybody to be happy because I want everybody to win. Whatever your level of success is, I want you to achieve it and some.
Oh, look at you with your yellow, just exuding happiness for everybody.
I try.
Tre'Bion, you have such a warm, happy smile. Like, some people's smiles look like they in pain or they're really sad or creepy. Them smiles. You
Yeah.
have a very happy smile, and you always have. I love it. Just so you know. Okay. So last question. I'm gonna skip the mini game. I'm gonna save it for after.
Okay.
Is there intent to your art beyond art? Purpose, meaning?
So yes. Okay, so I can give you a little bit of story, and it was what I used as a catalyst to really push my artwork. I
Okay.
used to work at the Hilton Union Square in San Francisco, and I would just draw in between guests when it got really slow, or if I was working the overnight shift, because I always had to get it out of me. It was something I was like, I gotta get this out. Which kind of sounds, you kind of like you're fiending a little bit, but I was just like, I gotta draw every day. Otherwise I get moody. Like
Yeah.
it's angry times two. But uh was drawing, and I do this one I always draw women of color because I still feel like we don't give enough space for women of color to feel beautiful in mainstream.
Totally.
And so like it's not a race thing. Like, I'm not saying that white women aren't
It's
beautiful.
just facts. It is just a factual
And
thing.
and they're usually black, Afro Latina, or Latin. Like you can tell, like these are colored women, and
Hmm.
they're black or got some black in them. And um, I drew a picture, and a young lady, she was my coworker. She happened to walk by. She's like, "Oh, you're drawing again?" I said, "Yeah." And she saw the image I was drawing, and it was this really elegant black woman, and it was just after that one music producer guy, I forgot his name, said that afros aren't elegant. They're not
Hmm.
sophisticated. So I drew a woman with a big wavy afro, and she said, "That kind of looks like me." And then that was like the greatest
Yeah.
accolade I could have ever gotten. I was like, I love it when people see themselves in my artwork. That is like my real purpose is, even after I'm gone, I hope someone looks at it and says, I can see myself in that, or
Hmm.
you know, I can relate to this image. Even if it may not be of them, it could be of something completely, it could be an animal, but just like I can relate to that. And that's the biggest reward to me.
Totally. Because honestly, everyone is searching for that, whether they know it or not. You watch a movie, and whether you know it or not, you're searching for the character that you identify with.
Right.
And if it so happens to be the main character, then and then you at the end of the movie, you just kind of feel like that main character. You're just kind of like,
Yeah.
if they prevailed and stuff like that. Like I don't know if you ever get that feeling after like a
Yeah.
good movie. You can identify the character, and then like it's like, oh man. Same with artwork. I want to say, like, honest to God, like I've seen some of your art, and I was able to do that with it, like, and not just the Tifa drawing. Obviously, it was it was like for me, but some other stuff, like totally. Like I just was like scrolling one time, and I just remember even if it's just colors that are speaking to me, because like I'm really big with colors. Like I learn with colors, I think in colors, I
Mhm.
define things with colors. Like everything is colors. So um that is big too. So, and that is like, it is a big compliment. Like not even like what you said an accolade, like
Yeah.
yeah, like it's more than a compliment. It's just like, it just kind of like an assurance for you, like, yeah, I'm doing something good. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I mean, I learned a lot. I'm sure everyone else has as well. Where can people find you?
So I'm kind of everywhere. I'm mainly use my TikTok and my Instagram, and it's just at Tre'Bion, so the little at sign, and then Trebyond. It's a play off of my real name, and
Trey Beyond, as you can see with the apostrophe beyond, and then Trey Beyond,
yes,
above and beyond. So
art, soul, and beyond. Yes.
yes.
Yeah, and that's usually the first part. I've got a website, just www.treybeyond.com.
I
Uh,
love how you added the W's.
because some people don't. All right, that might be showing my age a little bit. So,
I would have done it too. www.
yeah,
HTTP.
yes, colon slash slash.
WW.
I mean, and I'm always, I love to draw people. I love when people say like, oh, I've got to, or like, I've always wanted to see myself as a, I mean, for you example, I love Final Fantasy 7. I love this character. And like, I always ask, tell me your favorite color, your favorite
Yeah.
song, and I'll throw out something random like, what's your favorite food or something else. And
Yeah. Just make it so personal.
yeah, instead of just
Yes.
a generic picture like someone else, I'm like, oh, but I love the challenge too. So when people like, I got a recent one. She says her favorite colors are mustard, yellow, and lavender, and her favorite cartoon character is Baymax. And I was like, I can work with that. And I think that's I've always been confident in my drawing, even more so. I used to kind of like, oh, it's okay for me and my family, but I'm like, no, I can do that. So when people give me a challenge, I'm like, oh, I can do this.
And it is fun
It's
because
fun.
it's a challenge, right?
Yeah.
That's
Like
funny. Baymax sounds so familiar. Who is that again?
Hero 6,
Huh?
Big Hero 6.
Okay, there you go. I only seen the movie one time. My
Yeah.
parents love that movie.
It, it is one of Disney's great movies that is underrated. And I don't know why.
Okay, I'm gonna give it another watch because my memory is horrible. So
Watch it and then you'll be like,
okay, okay, because my family has a Disney Plus and all that. So
yeah, go for it.
all right, I will. And by the way, I've been seeing those the artworks of like the requests people have been sending you, like, and it's almost like a series. You have enough for it's just like a series, like you have enough. Those are really cool. So everybody check out his Instagram page and what have you to check those out and send him your request because it's on and popping. Okay.
I'll even take if someone's like, oh, it doesn't have to be of them if they want to do it for someone else, or they just want to see like a blackified person. I did one, speaking of Sailor Moon, she was like, I've cosplayed as Sailor Melanin and I've never seen like the Tuxedo Mask version. No, I was like, oh, I can do it.
Oh yeah.
So I wasn't the only one, but I was like, I'll jump on this bandwagon because it's great. And it was a lot of fun.
Tuxedo melanin.
And the cape and everything. And instead of
Yeah.
an African flower, love flower, I was like, oh yeah, this is
Instead of
all.
the rose. That's cute. Wait, I need to see that. Tag me in it.
I
Okay.
will.
Would you rather have be missing your good arm or your good leg? If you have a good leg, I don't know. Which one?
Uh, okay, so this is really hard because if I'm missing my good arm, I can't draw.
Oh yeah.
I'm left-handed, by the way. So,
Oh, so you're missing your good arm, which is your left arm.
but if I'm missing a good leg, wait, can I miss my good leg but keep my butt? Because that is my proudest. That is a feature I'm the most proud of.
See. Well, your leg is your hip down. It's your hip down, so like all yeah, from the right at the bottom of the booty cheek up, you got that. But everything else is gone.
I'm gonna say missing a bad day. That's my answer. I can't afford to be lopsided. So I broke the rules.
Hey,
Sorry.
these are meant to be hard. It was so difficult you could answer it. I did a good job. Okay, great. Missing a bad day. I love your answer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tre'Bion. You've been amazing. We definitely need to talk and stay in touch. And you could even do like album artwork, right? Like cover art. You can. Like
Yeah. Better than most.
you are Tre'Bion. You are not in a box. So, period.
And I love a challenge. Even if like you don't like even if you don't like it, I was like, this was still a great catalyst for me. Even a defeat is a gateway to a greater victory. So
Right. Add it to the portfolio. Boom.
right.
I love
Okay.
it. All right, well, everybody follow him, Tre'Bion. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. If you want to be interviewed, let me know. All things art. Holla!
Thank you.